is a leading design studio. We're the largest architectural studio in Manchester, that's only in Manchester. And we provide master planning, heritage, conservation and architectural services to a wide range of sectors.
There's a huge amount of knowledge and skill within the practice. We've got conservation architects, urban designers, heritage consultants and people who are specialists within their field.
At Buttress, quality isn't just about the design of the buildings, it's about everything we do. It's about the space in which we work, it's about the experience that people have working here, as well as the designs we're producing or the services we're providing for the client.
Everything that we do here has a kind of level of quality built into it, and it's because we've got amazing people who think through problems really, really carefully and with great rigour. I think it means that everything that goes out the door of this practice just has kind of pride built into it.
I'm Neville Stankley, the Acting Chief Executive of Culture Syndicates, a social enterprise I set up nearly 10 years ago to support struggling heritage sites and early career professionals. And before you ask, behind me is not the Culture Syndicates head office, but the tool shed of a new museum in Nottinghamshire that we're hoping to set up for April 2021. I've been travelling to China now for 4 years, setting up and teaching on a new Heritage Masters programme, but also developing connections and contacts in the hope of benefiting heritage organisations back in the UK. Our new partnership with HDN takes our support for heritage sites to the next level, as we can now work on international income generation to support sector sustainability. So in this presentation, we will talk a little bit about our work with HDN and encourage you to think about ways you can benefit from the opportunities this partnership could offer your organisation. But first, let me introduce Culture Syndicates and Feixue Huangdu.
I'm Feixue, it means flying snow. I'm in Shenzhen now, one of the most modern cities in China. I'm here on the behalf of HTN to promote the brand of Silverstone in China. You may know me through BBC Report, The Times, or the Chinese national TV station CCTV. But now, give me 1 minute to introduce myself to you. I am a trained journalist and television host working in Beijing, having graduated from Tianjin Polytechnic University of China. 5 years ago, I began to explore the growing live stream culture in China and began to develop culture live stream programming here. 2 years ago, I came to UK to work on my postgraduate research at Nottingham Trent University and stayed to promote UK heritage to a youthful and digitally engaged Chinese audience. For this work, I was awarded a Judge's Special Award at the East Midlands Heritage Awards for using digital technology to initiate a global reach. Before the March lockdown, I managed to produce 27 interactive live programs from heritage sites to a total audience of 8.5 million people. I am now employed by Culture Syndicates and am looking forward to working on behalf of HTN members in the near future.
So in order to attract in this Chinese audience, you need to promote out. Now, if you look at this slide, I think you'll find it illuminating. If you look down the right-hand side of the column, all the usual Western social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc., they're all banned in China. So how can you promote yourself to China when the easiest methods for doing that are banned? If you look on the left-hand side, here is a snapshot of Chinese social media, and you can see that WeChat dominates the landscape and has the functionality of all the different apps that you're currently using. Now, we're not recommending that you use WeChat, take up WeChat. That's entirely up to you to do so, but we're not recommending that you spend the time and the money and the resources to engage with that. As you can see, it's very difficult for you to promote to China yourselves. So the solution that HTN and Culture Syndicates have come up with is to piggyback on the profile that Feixue and Huangdu has and the links that we have in China to promote your digital content directly onto Chinese platforms, either through live streaming or through training videos, etc. Now, once we've got the interest raised directly within China, then our partners and Culture Syndicates can then begin to work on developing brands, developing training, developing inbound tourism, whatever interest that your site has generated or sites more generally have generated. This is very early days. So what we have done, we've done a quick sample of some HTN members, and I'm going to show you a very small video of Feixue in action and thinking about the potential that each site has to attract a Chinese audience and to potentially develop some form of income stream. And at the end of that, then we will talk about Silverstone, where we're already in the process of developing their brand in China.
Hi, ni hao, chong yo, pong yo. So I do apologise. To that you through our exhibition and our tour of motorsport history. We're going to start going right back to the 12th century. Okay, these cars were incredibly quick, going as fast as 165 miles an hour, but with no safety belts. The only thing the drivers had to hang on to was that steering wheel.
I can't lift it. Too heavy.
It is.
mulberries. Yeah, there's one there.
桑葚
And
紫色的。
silkworms only
这边
eat
还有一个。
white mulberries. And they're quite tasty. So everywhere in England you can see mulberry trees without any silkworms because they were never designed to eat them. And it's too cold as well. Is that a bit sour?
这个太酸了，不好意思，我咽不下去。这个太。
Welcome to Cromford Mills.
你好，中国朋友。
Ni hao, chung wo, bang yo. My name is Sarah and I work for the Heritage Trust Network. Welcome to Riddles Court.
As I mentioned, Silverstone have already signed a branding agreement with Culture Syndicates and Light Sky. And Light Sky and Feixue are in China busily promoting Silverstone to local authorities and interested businesses. In particular, they're interested in using their brand in things like hotel developments and campsite developments, but also in the potential for developing paid digital training that Silverstone seem to be in a very good position to potentially offer. So through the partnership, we can offer three main promotional options. We can help produce digital content, help with brand development, and encourage you to develop learning resources. And I'll just run through those three briefly. So have you ever done a live stream, considered a live stream? More than happy for you to work with Feixue to plan a live interactive tour, free to the audience to engage with. That will give you instant engagement within a new audience. And once the live stream is completed, the file will be saved as an MP4 file, and then you can then use that for future use, bilingual content for YouTube channels or wherever you wish. It'll clearly raise the profile and awareness of your site, which will help us when we're working in China to give a sense of the breadth of heritage that the UK has to offer. But from a interpretive and organizational development perspective, what you'll learn, as I've witnessed on a number of occasions, is that you interact with the audience, and the audience are interested in certain things, not interested in other things. And through this real-time Q&A process, where the audience could potentially take control of the tour, it will help improve your interpretation for a different type of audience, because you'll get to know the sort of questions they ask. And ultimately, just have fun creating some new interpretation. So that's, again, all it takes is time, and it's entirely up to you, but you're beginning to produce digital content for, like I say, a much broader audience. So that's your digital content. Now we can take it a step further and actually promote your brand. Now again, you will have very small sites potentially, but you could work with us and our Chinese partner to promote and to sell your brand. So you don't need an online shop, you don't need stock in China or anything like that, or any hidden costs, whereby anything that you have the intellectual property of, so it could be the building, object, or anything that we could raise awareness of, again, perhaps through digital work, but through our direct liaison with our Chinese partners. And if there's any organization willing to promote and develop and commodify your brand, then, like I say, you can then get the return through the sale of your intellectual property. So again, no cost, but it's entirely up to you, because we work with, at the moment, Light Sky, who have thousands of brands, and including heritage brands, who are very experienced in developing it for their particular audience. Remember, this audience is really a very young audience, very digital savvy audience, a quite different audience than one you're used to. But ultimately, if you don't like it, you have the final say. You still retain control of what you own, but it's up to you whether you want to sort of let loose and see what income can be developed from your intellectual property. So that's brand development. Digital learning packages. So obviously when the digital world exploded in 2020 because of the pandemic, the whole concept is free digital content. But in China, there is a thriving pay-to-learn digital culture. Again, when you go to China, you understand that the children are hot-housed and not only go to school, but go to evening classes and do weekend and online. An amazing amount of information and content is channeled into the youth of China. So the question is, do you already have education packs, or are you thinking of developing them? Have you ever thought about digitizing them? Because you could digitize them and offer them to schools now without the school having to visit. But obviously, if we begin to think about the potential of these digital education packs, we could produce them bilingually. So we're already working with one of the largest Chinese online learning platforms, Feixue, developing art content for them. So we have the equipment. Obviously we can produce the bilingual content, and then pay per package options are there for you as well. So if you're producing education content, if you're producing digital content, we can just make it bilingual, and all of a sudden you're opening up new markets. Then if you're doing that, then the potential for brand development is there. So those are the three main elements that we're looking at: digital content, brand development, and learning packages. And again, Feixue and I will be available at the end for a Q&A on any of this.